one of the biggest surprises of the 2018 vintage in Bordeaux. I remember when the En Premier came out in 19, and there was a wine that was scored that I've heard of, but never had those types of scores before. So I bought a bunch, and I mean a bunch, and it sold like hotcakes. And that estate is today's wine, Château Laroque. And Château Laroque is one of the oldest estates in Saint-Émilion, and it is how do I want to say it is impressive. It's an impressive estate. It is a beautifully big building that sits on top of the limestone coat there, and I passed it numerous times, you know. But again, we never really talked much about the wines because the wines were pretty much subpar, let's just say, you know. And there are a lot of estates, not only in Saint-Émilion but in Bordeaux, that are just that, you know. They're estates that have been in the family for a long time, and they make wine, and they're owned by a conglomerate or a real estate company or an insurance company, and you know, it is what it is. But if you look at some of the estates that were ho-hum before are now making great wine, Pavie is one of them, Ausone is another, Bellarminage another. I mean, these are estates that made okay wine and now are making great wine and getting great scores. Laroque now is in that league of great wines in Saint-Émilion. They have, I mean, totally turned the coin. And it happened starting in 2015 when David Suire was appointed basically the gerant, the head guy. And David, basically, he's not a rookie, but he's young and he's energetic. He basically worked under Stéphane Derenoncourt and Nicolas Thiepont. And if you know that duo from Larcy's Ducasse, Pavie McCann, they do Beauchagère Dufault. Basically, you know, they make 100-point wines. And essentially, he kind of really ran Larcy's Ducasse for a while. He's still affiliated with Larcy's Ducasse because the last time I was there, I saw him at Larcy's, and he was actually trying to get me to go to Laroque. I just did not have the time to go. I wanted to go. I wanted to see what was going on there because what's happening at Laroque is truly amazing. And like I said, it all started kind of with, because he started on the 15, so really the 18 was one of the wines that he kind of started and finished, you know. And you know, if you remember the 2018 vintage, great vintage in Bordeaux, it was a really wet spring, but it was a hot summer. And Laroque is located in the kind of the cooler area of the limestone coat. So when you have this hot weather and you're in a cooler terroir with limestone, that limestone retains the moisture, and it was perfect for that vineyard. David, he makes elegant wines. He doesn't go for power. He goes for wines that are precise and elegant. Now, don't get me wrong. When you get a vintage like 2018 with the heat, you're going to get very ripe Merlot, and ripe Merlot will give you this voluptuous fruit, you know, big, dark, you know, in color. But David tries to keep it restrained. And so these younger guys, like Thomas Duclos, David, for example, they're going for a different approach in Bordeaux. They're going for, you can drink it younger. They're going for elegance. They're going for complexity. They're really bringing out the most in the terroir, and that's something that Château Laroque really needed because they didn't have that prior to David coming to work for them. What David has done is he has taken this big estate, and like Château Laroque is like I don't know, it's 140 acres of vineyard. I mean, that's a big estate in Saint-Émilion. So what he can do is he can pick the best plots. He can green harvest. He can do a lot of things to really make the best wine possible from that property. You know, before they would just kind of take all the grapes from all the specific plots and throw them in the fermenters and make just grocery store wine probably. Because again, I've never sold this wine prior to him coming aboard. And so, let's kind of dig into it. 2018 Château Laroque is, I've had this wine before, so I'm kind of cheating right now. It's the bomb. It really is. 96 Jeb Dunnick, 95 Wine Advocate, 94 James Suckling, 94 Jane Anson. I mean, the wine's got press, you know. You could drink the 18s now. And, you know, don't forget, I mean, 18 is now, you know, it's 7 years old. Ooh, pretty nose. Very black fruits, plums. I'm probably, someone's going to send me an email on this one, but this is like a poor man's Larcy Stokas. I mean, David makes the wine there too. You know, he works with Nikolai and Stefan. The tannins are so fine in this wine. They're there, but they're fine. And you have this balance that is just harmonious. I mean, David wants restraint, but he wants precision. And when you get precision in a wine, you have that, just that, again, that perfect balance of texture, tannins, and fruit. And, oh man, this wine's rocking. It's hard to find in the marketplace now. And at our price at $34.98, it's an absolute steal. Nobody's even close to that price right now in the market. This is your opportunity. And at $34.98, 96, 95, a couple 94s, this is no joke wine. Absolutely. If you drink one bottle, you'll come back and want to drink more. Cheers to David. David, I know I didn't make it to Laroque my last trip, but I guarantee you next time I go, I will come and visit you because what you're doing here is absolutely phenomenal. So cheers to you, and happy Friday, and have a great weekend. Again, football, machines, like and subscribe because it really helps all that we do, these daily emails. And thanks for being great customers.